Well, we've now taken so much time that Anne has asked me 3 times now if I need to go out in the hall to walk around to loosen up my leg. So, and if you're all settled in, I've just got a whole page here to go. It won't take too long. We'll get through it all right. Indefatigable. Indefatigable. Which means persisting tirelessly. Recently, in the last, many months, I was watching my dad again. We had his house equipped with cameras so that we could help keep an eye on him, and it kind of saved running back and forth to his house. And so I was able to view him and make sure that he was okay and what his activities were. Using this, just countless times when I was looking at that that monitor that I had, watching him go about his daily activities in his house, this man being 95 to 100 years old during the time that I was doing this. And just recently, again, he was going through some process at home, many things that he did, from getting up in the morning and getting out of bed, walking into the kitchen to find his banana and his whole milk, which he fondly called all the time leche de vaca. His more than 3 or 4 fig Newtons. He started with 3 or 4 fig Newtons in the morning, and by the time of the end of his life, he just grabbed the whole package and put it on his cart and took it to his chair, and did a pretty good job on it through the day. Had opportunities to watch him as he negotiated the modern day technology that is not made for 95 and 100-year-old men. He'd have his cane sitting in his recliner. He'd have his cane, and he would use that cane to punch buttons on one machine to another to get things going. And his frustration that he had that a 95 and 100-year-old man does not do modern day technology very well. But just watching him do this, and just the many things that he did, as I reviewed, there were times when I would watch, several minutes, long time, watch him do an activity. And recently, while I was watching him do something, this word came to me: indefatigable. He was just not capable of being exhausted. He's not capable of being defeated. He was so determined in everything that he did, and he got it done. I mean, I was just amazed at this man and the things that he did with his just determination, with the talent that he had, with the ingenuity that he had. That it just was amazing to me that this man, and what an example that he set. Finally, what's it been? A month ago now. We got up and looked into the camera in the morning, and was looking in also, and we couldn't find him in the camera. We had the camera set so that you could see every room but into the bathroom. But suddenly we couldn't find him. So we got in the car and ran down to see what might have come from him, what might have come of him. We found him in the bathroom, in the hallway bathroom. His feet were straddling the toilet. His head was bent over, skiwampus, leaning against the bathroom door, still trying to rescue himself, to recover and to get himself stood back up. He was in such a position that he couldn't do it. He had to have us help him to do it. So we got him off of that and got him into his recliner, got him his breakfast, which he ate. He hadn't had food for a while, it was evident. And so he ate that, and then he made his own trip getting out of the recliner onto his rocker, into the bathroom and back. So we felt okay, he's okay. So we went back, and then a couple of hours later, Ann gives me a call. He says, Dad's on the floor in the living room. I see blood. You got to get down there. As I came down and entered the house, he had fallen. We have a little spot there that there's a little, go from transitioning from the kitchen floor to the living room rug. He had fallen somehow and was kind of wedged between a couch and a sofa again. Blood was streaked in lines through his face. But he was still, even at that, he was there struggling ready to recover himself, had a tissue, was wiping the blood from his face. He was still, at 100 years old, just pursuing and trying to overcome his fall himself. He wasn't sitting around waiting for anybody to come. He was still taking care of himself and still plodding along. Indefatigable. And lastly, and so that was kind of the beginning of the end for him. It's within 3 weeks is when he passed, but that was kind of the start, that he had lost something that had triggered that. So I will say as just one last comment that, well, actually, I'm going to pass on that. Spirit tells me not to go that way. So, but so proud, and so he is such an influence in my life in showing me hard work and just being indefatigable. Dad, it's wonderful that you can leave this life and go greet Mom and family.